We see a boy named Tanjiro carrying his sister Nezuko on his back through a snowy weather. It seems like the girl is severely injured, and Tanjiro is determinedly saying that he will save her no matter what happens. Then we are shown a flashback from some time earlier. Tanjiro's mother is cleaning his face and telling him that he shouldn't go outside in such cold weather. Tanjiro responds that the new year is approaching soon, and he wants to sell as much charcoal as possible. Tanjiro's younger siblings, Shigeru and Hanako, want to go to town with him, but their mother refuses, saying that if they get tired, Tanjiro won't be able to give them a ride back since he doesn't have a cart. Tanjiro then asks his other brother, Takeo, to cut some wood. Takeo replies that he thought they would do it together. Tanjiro pats Takeo's head, and Shigeru comments that Takeo's face has turned red, after which we see everyone laughing. It looks like a very happy family. After that, Tanjiro says goodbye to everyone and leaves. Later, Tanjiro meets his little sister Nezuko, who says she was putting Rokuta to sleep because he can't bear to see Tanjiro leaving, as he already misses their father. We then learn that Tanjiro's father is no longer in this world, and all the responsibilities have fallen on Tanjiro. After that, Tanjiro sets out on his journey, and there's a heavy snowfall on the way. Tanjiro remarks that he can smell blood. He then reaches the town to sell charcoal. A lady tells Tanjiro that he comes all the way from the mountains and sells charcoal in such cold weather, praising him for being very hardworking. A man also asks Tanjiro if he has some charcoal for him and thanks him for fixing his sliding door. It's clear that Tanjiro is a kind-hearted and hardworking person who helps everyone. Later, a boy asks Tanjiro for help, saying he has been accused of breaking some plates and wonders if Tanjiro can determine the truth by smelling them. The boy appears to have been beaten badly. Tanjiro smells the plate and tells him that it was a cat that broke the plates, proving the boy's innocence. As Tanjiro continues selling charcoal, it becomes night, but he successfully sells all of it. A man invites Tanjiro to stay at his house for the night. Initially, Tanjiro refuses, but the man insists, warning him to come inside quickly before demons appear. Tanjiro agrees to stay. After having dinner, Tanjiro asks the man, whose name is Saburo, about demons. Saburo explains that demons come out at night and eat humans, which is why it's very dangerous to roam around alone at night. Tanjiro asks if demons can't enter the house, to which Saburo responds that they can, but there are demon hunters who protect everyone. Saburo then tells Tanjiro to get some sleep. Tanjiro's determination and his interactions with the townspeople, showing his helpful nature and the respect he earns from others. It also introduces the concept of demons and demon hunters, setting the stage for the challenges Tanjiro will face. Tanjiro is thinking to himself that after Saburo's family was killed by demons, he is now alone. Tanjiro resolves to bring his siblings along next time and remembers that he had heard the story about demons from his grandmother. At dawn, Tanjiro sets out on his journey. As he gets close to his home, he smells blood. Upon arriving home, he finds that his entire family has been killed, with only his sister Nezuko still breathing. Tanjiro is deeply shocked and terrified. He then picks up Nezuko and starts to leave, but the snowfall is heavy, and Tanjiro is confused about who could have done this. He initially thinks it might have been a bear, but then realizes that a bear wouldn't attack in such a manner. Struggling to walk and finding it difficult to breathe due to the cold and heavy air, Tanjiro faces a long journey to reach a doctor. Suddenly, Nezuko begins to move and pushes Tanjiro off the path. Tanjiro is thankful he survived because of the snow but wonders who pushed him. He sees Nezuko standing in front of him and tells her that he will soon take her to the town. However, Nezuko approaches him as if she wants to bite him, seemingly intending to eat him. Tanjiro defends himself with his axe and realizes that Nezuko has turned into a demon. He understands that Saburo was talking about a man-eating demon, which means Nezuko has become one. However, Tanjiro knows that Nezuko has always been human and believes she wouldn't harm anyone. He notices that her scent has changed and that when he found her lying there, it seemed like she was protecting Rokuta, not harming him, and she had no blood on her hands or mouth. Tanjiro also senses the presence of another scent and feels deeply saddened, thinking that while he was sleeping at Saburo's house, his family was being brutally killed. This causes him immense grief, and now he just wants to save Nezuko. He notices that Nezuko's size is increasing and she is becoming stronger, making it seem like he won't be able to fight her. Tanjiro pleads with Nezuko not to give up and not to let herself become a demon. He starts crying and notices a teardrop falling on him, indicating that his words are affecting Nezuko and that she is also crying. Meanwhile, it seems like someone is approaching them. After that, a boy attacks Nezuko, and Tanjiro saves her. The boy falls near a tree, and Nezuko's size returns to normal. Upon seeing the boy, Tanjiro realizes that he is a demon hunter and pleads with him not to kill his little sister. However, in an instant, the demon hunter snatches Nezuko from Tanjiro without him even noticing. The demon hunter, named Giyu, tells Tanjiro not to move and explains that his job is to kill demons. He warns Tanjiro that if he moves, he will decapitate his sister. Tanjiro begs Giyu not to do so, insisting that Nezuko hasn't harmed anyone. He mentions that at the site where his family was killed, there was a different scent that he had never smelled before, indicating that someone else was responsible. Nezuko had nothing to do with it, and he doesn't know what has happened to her. Giyu explains that it's simple. Demon blood must have entered her wounds. This is how man-eating demons multiply. Tanjiro insists that Nezuko will not harm any human. Giyu counters, saying that if he had arrived a little later, Nezuko would have killed Tanjiro. Tanjiro argues that Giyu is wrong and that Nezuko recognizes him. He declares that he won't let Giyu hurt Nezuko and promises to turn her back into a human. Giyu states that once someone becomes a demon, they can't return to how they were before. Tanjiro pleads, saying that he will find a way to cure Nezuko and asks Giyu not to kill her. He also vows to kill the one who slaughtered his family. Tanjiro, who has already lost everything, begs Giyu not to take his sister away from him, even if it means begging. Tanjiro's desperation and determination to protect his sister Nezuko, even as she is transformed into a demon. It highlights his deep emotional connection with her and his resolve to find a way to turn her back into a human, despite the seemingly insurmountable odds. Tanjiro begs Giyu not to kill his sister and starts crying. Seeing this, Giyu becomes angry and shouts, "Never turn your back on your enemy and stop crying like a coward. Do you think you can cure your sister and kill the one who murdered your family this way? Don't make me laugh. The weak have no rights or options. They are crushed by the strong." Giyu continues, "And what makes you think demons will help you? They won't even listen to a single word you say. Even in death, they have no respect for you. That's the harsh truth. Why didn't you attack me with your axe when I grabbed your sister?" Giyu thinks to himself, "Don't lose hope. Don't cry. You must be broken inside. Your family was killed by a demon, and your sister has turned into one. That must have been incredibly painful for you. You probably feel like screaming. If I had come here a day earlier, I might have been able to save your family." Realizing that time can't be reversed, he reflects, "You need to let your anger take over. An unforgivable wrath will drive you somewhere." Then Tanjiro notices that Nezuko is slightly hurt. Tanjiro, using a stone, attacks Giyu. He throws the stone, and Giyu dodges it, expecting a direct attack. Tanjiro then charges at Giyu with an axe, but Giyu knocks Tanjiro out in seconds. However, Giyu realizes that Tanjiro doesn't have the axe in his hand. The axe flies through the air towards Giyu, who dodges it just in time. Giyu understands that Tanjiro had used the stone to distract him while simultaneously throwing the axe into the air and pretending to hold it, ensuring Giyu's attention was on him. Tanjiro knew he couldn't defeat Giyu directly, so he resorted to this clever tactic. At that moment, Nezuko, taking advantage of Giyu's guard being down, kicks him and rushes towards Tanjiro. Giyu thinks she will attack Tanjiro, but he is astonished to see that Nezuko is actually protecting him. Giyu recalls being told a long time ago that when demons are hungry, they will even devour their own family members. This has happened so many times that he's lost count. Yet, despite the fact that Nezuko is bleeding and must be very hungry after her last transformation, she is protecting Tanjiro instead of trying to eat him. This is something special. While he's contemplating this, Nezuko attacks Giyu, but he quickly knocks her out. Meanwhile, Tanjiro, in a dream, sees his deceased family. His mother tells him that he must take care of Nezuko. Tanjiro then regains consciousness and is relieved to see Nezuko alive. Giyu tells Tanjiro that he must go to Urokodaki Sakanji, an old man who lives on Mount Sagiri. He should tell him that Tomioka Giyu has sent him. Giyu also warns Tanjiro to be careful and not expose his sister to sunlight, as there are still many clouds now. With that, Giyu disappears. Afterwards, Tanjiro buries his family and prays for their souls. With a heavy heart, he sets off on his journey with Nezuko, the surprising bond between Tanjiro and Nezuko, demonstrating her protective instinct despite being a demon. It also underscores Tanjiro's determination to save his sister and follow Giyu's advice, setting the stage for their journey towards a potential cure for Nezuko's condition. The episode ends here.